Hello, hello, it's Kristen Bernius here. So I am going to be talking to you about Social Media 201, and we're going to be talking about how to increase your Facebook engagement. Since majority of us know that Facebook is the easiest social media platform to run a business on, that's what I'm going to be focusing on today. So did you know for every 20 minutes on Facebook, there are 1 million links shared, 4.86 million photos are uploaded, and 763,888 status updates are sent out. Whew, that was a number to produce, okay? So there's a lot going on Facebook. So how do we see what we see on Facebook and what determines what we see on Facebook? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So sorry I keep moving my little face around. I just have to be able to see the screen. So as we know in business, the more people that see your posts, that means you're going to have more conversions and sales. So if no one's seeing your stuff, well then you're probably not going to have anyone purchase your product, right? Or join your business opportunity. So we need to work on how do we get people to see what you post on Facebook, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So in order to understand how that works, you need to understand how Facebook works. And some of you might be like, I really don't need to know the behind the scenes on Facebook. I'm just going to post. I just really love my products and da-da-da-da. But you really do need to understand how Facebook works because like I talked about in the last video, Facebook is your storefront. And if your storefront was a mess or you never had an open sign put up, people would never know to come there. So you have to think about Facebook as your storefront because that's where you're running your business. So most of you should have watched my previous video where I talked about the Facebook algorithm. So each post is given a score, and that score determines which posts are shown in the newsfeed. And one thing I didn't talk about on that last video was engagement. So the most important score of all is engagement. Yes, live videos will always be the strongest weight, and then photos, and then like a status with just text, and then shares are usually the lowest. But the most important is engagement. So what is engagement? Engagement is when anyone likes, comments, or shares your post. So if I was to post a picture of my son's first day of kindergarten and it got a lot of likes, comments, and shares, that means it has a high engagement. So Facebook is going to release it to more news feeds. So you may be asking yourself, how often do I post and what type of content, right? Because we want to increase engagement, so what should I be doing? Some of us have been around Facebook world for a number of years, and we were taught in the past, you need to post 3 to 5 times a day. You need to flood the market with your posts because if you flood it, somebody will see it. Eventually, they'll get the picture, and they'll end up clicking on it or commenting on it or whatever. And it's more important, the easiest way to get your content out there was to post a lot. I mean, I've seen trainings that were as high as posting 10 times a day because in 5 years ago, 4 years ago, more was better. Well, Facebook got the picture that, we were sick of seeing your before and afters, and we were sick of seeing your tube of lipstick, and we were kind of sick of scrolling through our news feed and seeing a lot of the same stuff. And so they changed the Facebook algorithm in January of 2018. And now it's more focused on relationship building. So the new way says that you should not be posting more than 2 times a day. You should really carefully plan your posts because quality matters, and sometimes less is more. Now, I want to caveat that by saying that doesn't mean less is more, so I'm not going to post at all. You still need to be posting, but like I'll talk about later, sometimes the best is to post once a day, but we'll talk about that in a second. Oh, okay. So literally, if you post too much, you are literally competing against yourself. And we've got the wow face there. I hope you guys all get a good chuckle out of that. So in other words, if I post a picture of my son going into kindergarten and it gets a lot of likes and comments, and then I post a picture of my daughter at her softball game, those two posts are actually competing against each other. And so if you're all of a sudden flooding the news feed with a lot of posts, you're actually competing against yourself. And so sometimes when you have a post that does very well, it's actually better to not post again and just let that one die off naturally. And once again, we'll talk about that at the very end. So just keep in mind, if you are posting too much, you're literally competing against yourself. You're not competing against the other people that you're friends with. You're competing against yourself because Facebook's trying to figure out which one of your posts does better and which one to post more of. So when I talk about better content, what do I mean? So better content is basically generic content. So 80% of your content should just be generic. You're not mentioning your company's products, services, or business opportunity. And as a matter of fact, I really believe you should really virtually never mention your company name or the products, because we do what's called curiosity marketing, meaning I'm going to describe my products, I'm going to describe my business opportunity, which gives them the curiosity, which entices them to then want to message me and find out more. You don't want to be an infomercial. You want to think of your Facebook profile not only as a storefront, but sort of like a reality TV show. And hopefully it's not too much like the Kardashians, meaning like you're showing people your reality TV show, what's going on in Kristen's life. This is what's happening. It's kind of like those YouTube channels that our kids are watching, like Ryan's Toy Review or whatever. If Ryan's Toy Review starts to get boring, if it starts to just become an infomercial of selling stuff, which is pretty much what it is, but that's besides the point. People are going to stop going to your page. They're going to start ignoring your posts. They're not going to be commenting. They're not going to be liking. And if they're not commenting, they're not liking, they're not seeing your posts, right? And then when you do post something that is of value, they're not going to see it anyway. So I want you to look back at your profile, and I want you to count down 10 posts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I want you to count how many of those 10 are about your business, whether it's a picture of the drink you have, or it's about your business opportunity, or it's a capsule that you take, or a customer, whatever. If you have more than 2 or 3 of them about your company, you're talking about your company too much. If you have less than 2 or 3 about your company, you're not telling people often enough. And so I really want you to do like a Facebook audit and see, is 80% of my content about who I am and 20 to 30% about what I'm doing in a way that's going to make them curious. So what is this generic content? What should I be posting? You can focus on the 3 E's. And so this is just an easy way to remember what to post. So E number 1 is to educate. So practice learning out loud. You know, I just had this great devotional today. I just read this great book. We just watched this amazing TV show. My daughter just learned how to hit off the T-ball, or off of the tee in T-ball. You know, I just figured out that Aldi has Instacart, whatever. Just something that you learned, educate them. Restaurant recommendations is a great educational thing. Then entertain, you know, share something about yourself, who you are, have fun. You know, you're out on a date night, share some pictures. You took your kids on vacation. People love vacation pictures. You know, this could overlap into the educate part, but like, this is the favorite book that I just read. You know, who are you? I want to know who you are, because I'm selling from you because I like you first, and then maybe I like your product. And so you're basically selling yourself. And then the 3rd E is empower. So share about what you've learned that impacted your life. And so this is more serious than the educate. So this is like a quote, you know, maybe like something that you read in a book, you know, something that's going to empower them to think deeper and is going to motivate them. So Educate, entertain, empower. All right, so this is where the good stuff is. So it's called the 10-10 rule, and this is how you increase engagement. And so you have to think about Facebook in a very strategic way. So everybody insert their wow face. So you need to work the Facebook algorithm to your advantage. We don't own Facebook. We don't decide what rules that they make, and we can't control the things that they do. So we have to work it to our advantage, which means that's why you're watching this video, because you want to learn how to use Facebook to maximize your results, right? Okay, so Facebook will reward members who are active members. So if you are active on Facebook, every time you click, you are showing Facebook that you are active, and they will reward you by showing your stuff to more people. So if you're active, it's a social media network. The more social you are, the more people see your stuff. Second of all, you have to realize that Facebook is tracking every single thing you do. So if you watch the first 2 seconds of a video, they know. If you watch the entire video, they know too, and they're going to show you another video that's similar to the whole one of, right? They're tracking everything you do. They know who you talk to. They know how many times you talk to them. They know if you looked at something but didn't click like or comment. They know everything. We don't own it. They're tracking everything we do, and they are tweaking our news feed to best suit our needs. And so you have to remember that everything is either working for or against you. So, for example, if you're just scrolling randomly and you're just hitting like you're on your phone and you're like, that's going to hurt your algorithm, because there's no, they know that you're not actually like reading the whole post. They know that you're not actually really looking at the picture. They know that you're not actually watching the whole video, so that's working against you. In my previous company, what we would do is we would just have these lists of people, and we would just go through and just like. Or if one of our people on our team posted something, wouldn't even read it, just like. And what we started to realize over time was that wasn't really doing anything. That's not real engagement. Yes, if you have nothing to say, like it, or give them the wow face, but a comment is real engagement. So that's what I mean. You're either helping or hurting your engagement. So part of the 10-10 rule, I'm going to talk to you about engaging with top prospects just before you post or go live. So what does engaging mean? Let me reiterate. If you have nothing to say, sure, go ahead and like the stuff. Liking something is better than doing nothing. Try to comment, or even better yet, Facebook message them. Hey, Molly, I saw that you got your hair cut. Where'd you get it done? Or I've always wanted to take my kids to Marco Island. How did you like it? I saw that you were just there. That kind of stuff. So you're engaging with your top prospects just because before you go live. And there's a reason it's called the 10-10 rule, okay? So remember this 10-10 rule. 10 minutes before you post, you're going to like, comment, and message your prospects, okay? This socializing for 10 minutes is kind of like warming up the Facebook algorithm. So like before you run a 5K, you're probably going to stretch and you're going to jog a little bit and you're going to make sure you're hydrated and all of that. You're going to warm up. Well, it's the same way with the Facebook algorithm. So 10 minutes before you post, you're going to be liking, commenting, messaging, and then you're going to post. Why? Because you just told Facebook that these people that I just talked to in the last 10 minutes are important to me. And then when you post, guess what? Facebook is going to immediately show that to whomever you were just speaking with, right? So you're warming it up, you post, Facebook shows it to all those people that you warmed up with, and then 10 minutes after you post, you're going to do the same thing again. You're going to continue to like, comment, and message your prospects. And then anyone who does comment on your post, you're going to respond by tagging them and creating a conversation. And please respond with more than a yes or I agree. So, maybe somebody says, oh, I've always wondered that. And you reply, yes. Well, that's not a conversation. You need to treat it like a conversation. So reply in a way, because you got to remember, the more people that comment, the more people that see your posts, and the more people that could possibly become prospects. And this doesn't mean even just for business posts. Like I said, my example of my son going to kindergarten, like if I engage in a conversation about where he's going to kindergarten and how old he's going to be and if I'm ready or whatever on that post, then when I do post something about business, that person is going to see it because I've told Facebook in that post, that conversation that we had about my son going to kindergarten, that person was important. So they should show them my next post, which might be a business post, right? Okay. All right, now let's talk about the first 15 minutes after a post. There's something called Facebook decay. And basically, the first 15 minutes after a post are most important because it tells Facebook whether or not they should keep the post in the newsfeed and release it, or if they should call it a dud and remove it from the newsfeed and nobody's going to see it. So if a post gets a lot of early engagement, that would be within the first 15 minutes, and they show it to 10 times the amount of people. Okay? If not, it'll be considered a dud and removed from the feed. Anyone who comments on your post immediately respond back by tagging their name. This might be tough love, but a lack of comments is people telling you either they aren't interested in what you posted, and so maybe you need to go back and tweak your picture, tweak your wording, or they're not seeing it, which means you're not doing enough of that 10-10 stuff. You're not interacting with enough people. You're not building up your Facebook affinity with enough people, because if you post a good quality post at appropriate times, I'm not talking about at 2 in the morning, if you've been doing this, you should have comments to respond to. And if you don't, you need to ask yourself, A, is this not a good post? And B, do I not talk to enough people? Like I said, don't respond back with a thanks or a yes, respond to a conversational question. Treat those comments like a conversation and then take it to a private message. All right, call to action. A lot of us call these CTAs. So make sure that your post includes a call to action. Sometimes we post things and we're like, oh my goodness, I have so much energy. I just drank this cinnamon stuff and it was amazing. Everyone have a good day. And people are like, that's really good. I'm really glad that you found something that gives you energy and it looks delicious. Great. You didn't include a call to action. You could have phrased it like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited that I finally found something that's healthy, that can help me with my energy crash in the afternoon. You know, this is something I've been searching for a long time. Comment below if you crash in the afternoon too. Now you gave them a call to action. Or I did one the other day, ladies only, comment below if you agree with this, that you have heavy periods and cramping and you're really crabby and da-da-da-da-da. And I had all these comments of people who were like, oh my goodness, it's totally me. Because I gave them a call to action, like comment below if, or, you know, like gotta give them something to do. If they don't know what to do, they're not going to do anything. So let's go back to the importance of comments. Treat those comments as opportunities to build engagement. Have fun, use GIFs, use emojis. People just love knowing that there's another person on the other end. And so let them get to know you, because you have to remember at the end of the day, they're buying from you because they like you. They like you first, your product second. Because if they don't like you, they're not going to even want to hear about your product. So let people get to know you and let them learn to love you. Okay, so I told you I was going to talk about this. So let's say you post something. I posted my son going to kindergarten, this picture. And let's just say I got 200 likes and 52 comments. Let's just throwing numbers out there. Okay? Should I post again? Remember what I said about competing with yourself? So if you have a post that does really well, I would let it ride for a couple hours. Maybe even let it ride till the next morning. And the reason being is because if you have a picture of my son going to kindergarten, which is doing really well and generating lots and lots of comments and likes, and then I post something about my business, then Facebook has to choose which one to show. Well, this one's already the winner, and so this one's just going to go away, right? So you'd end up competing with yourself, and since you already have such a winner, then this one's going to go away. Having said that, you just had a lot of interaction here, so these are people who are going to see your post. So after it starts to die out, after this post stops getting so many comments and things like that, boom, you throw in another post, okay? And all those people that saw this post about kindergarten are now going to see this one because this one has died down, not in competition anymore. Boom, I put this one out, and anyone who saw that first post is going to see my second post. So you kind of have to play strategically. All right, so I challenge you, test it out. Give it 2 solid weeks. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing. But give it 2 solid weeks of using the 10-10 strategy, and the only 2 to 3 out of every 10 posts are about your business, and I guarantee you, you will be blown away. All right, so let's see. Did you learn? Why is engagement important? Engagement determines what posts go into the news feed, okay? So if you don't have engagement, you don't have posts in the news feed, then you don't have prospects and you don't have conversions. Check out your profile. Do you have too many or too few posts about your business? And let us know. Number 3, what's more important, quality or quantity? A few years ago, it was quantity. Now it is 1000% quality. Take some time to think your posts through. And if you don't really have anything good to say, either don't post and wait until you do, or come to us and ask for feedback or ideas, and we'll get a good post out there for you. The 10-10 rule, that is, you're going to engage 10 minutes before your post, and you're going to engage 10 minutes after your post. And I forgot to put in there, the most important time frame is 15 minutes after you post. And that's like the ride or die time. Either your post is going to ride or it's going to die. And that's all determined by engagement. And a call to action is telling your people what to do. As you know, if we're not told what to do, a lot of times we don't do it automatically. So I hope that you learned a few things from this presentation, and please below with any questions you have, and I'll be sure to answer them. See you guys later. Bye.